Year 7, I'm going to show you how to use 2D design to create your box lid, which will be laser cut. So the first thing that you do once you've finished watching this video is open up 2D design. There should be an icon on your desktop which looks like this. When this box comes up, you just click away. You don't need to write your name in. And this page that it opens up on, this is not the page that you need to create your design on. You actually need to open a template which has all the correct measurements. So let's open that up. You go to File, Open, the drop down to Student Areas, Design Technology, and then you scroll down to Year 7. Now you can see that there's some class folders here. They'll be useful later, but the first thing you need to do is open up whether you're doing the swivel or lift off or the slide template. They're ever so slightly different sizes so that they fit on your boxes perfectly. So whichever one that you're doing, what I'm about to show you is the same process, but just make sure that you've opened the correct one. So as it says at the top here, please save this document as your name in your class folder following these steps. So let's do that first. So File, Save As. It's actually, because we've already opened up Student Areas, we can just open up whichever class folder that you're in, and then you just change swivel or lift off template or slide template to your name and press save. This is for a couple of reasons. One being, so when we are cutting your work, you may not be around, but we would then be able to find you if there were ever any problems or if we had any questions about your design. But it also means that you're not overriding the template and therefore causing more work for classes later on in the week. So this box outlined in red, that's going to cut out, and that should be the size of your lid for your box. Now the laser cutter only understands two colours. It understands red, and that's for cutting out, and then black for engraving. So if I was to send this page to the laser cutter now, it would cut out this red rectangle, and it would also engrave this writing here, but because there's no box around it, that wouldn't actually cut out. So what we need to do is we need to put a design into the center of this. So the idea is that you will be inspired by nature when creating your designs, and hopefully you've got those in front of you. So I've decided that I'd like to put a bumblebee on my box. Now when you type in bumblebee to Google, it comes up with lots of things like this. None of these unfortunately will work because, as I said earlier, the laser cutter only understands two colours and these are far too complicated. So I recommend whatever you choose, whether it be a flower or butterflies, bumblebees, leaves, whatever else inspired by nature, crashing waves, I suggest that you type in something like clip art or drawing or silhouette at the end, and then you'll get lots of really great images like this which work really well. So just a note, if you select an image like this one, looks great, but it's got this like checkerboard background here. Unfortunately that won't work. What we need is an image like this, which is nice and clear, really simple, but it's got a white background. That means that the laser cutter and 2D design will understand it lots better. So we can copy that in and press paste once we're in 2D design. So what you can do then is you can scale it to the size that you would like it to be. Now it's important that the image isn't too close to the edge, just in case you have to sand your lid down because maybe your box is a little bit smaller than expected. So leave yourself a good sort of border around the edge, maybe 2 of the spacings between the dots, just in case. Now the laser cutter, yes, it understands black and it understands red, but it doesn't understand all the white and the yellow that I have in this image. So what I need to do is go to Bitmaps, Vectorize, and I click on my image. Then what you do at the top, you go along to the second button, which is monochrome. You don't need to really do anything now. You can adjust the luminance to make areas more vibrant, and then you press OK. So what that does, it's taken away the background, and now I just have a very simple vectored image, and that will work on the laser cutter really well. Now the other thing that you can do to add decoration is add some text. So you can do that by clicking on the ABC button on the tool panel at the side. You then click anywhere within your page and you can write your word. So you can change the font by clicking on settings, so make sure you choose something that you really like. I think I'll go back. I want a nice sort of chunky font, so I'll go for this one. Now you don't need to change the colour, providing it's black in both of these boxes, that's fine, but you can change so that it's in italics or in some cases bold, and then you can press OK. So you can resize this, you can spin this around, you can do whatever it is that you would like to do. What you can also do, say I've got my bumblebee there, I can overturn it upside down by clicking these little arrows at the side, or flip it over so it's like a mirror image. So what I'm going to do is that. Okay, so remember, even when you're adding text, we don't want it too close to the edges, and honestly, less is more from a design point of view. So just one word, one symbol, and you can create a really, really aesthetically pleasing box lid. So make sure when you've finished, you press save, and you can press save throughout, just in case. But all the very best of luck, and we look forward to seeing what your box lids are like.